Hello, people! Let's see if people will show up today. And I'll just talk you through my morning or something. I am super tired today. I had to take the little intern Lillian to the dentist this morning. So we had to get up. Oh. Now I'm getting feedback because I opened my own stream. Let's see. So let's feedback because I opened my own stream. There, I turned off the audio on my own stream. So let's see. Now I realize how far behind the YouTube video streaming is and why I'm not responding, being able to respond to your comments like quick. So, respond in the comments and I'll hopefully see them and I'll hopefully answer at sometime today. Oh my God, this is a very messy start to this stream. I'm really happy I'm doing this. It felt really wrong not to do this on a Friday because this, I guess, is the 4th stream. So now it's a tradition. If you are watching, say hi in a comment. That would be really nice. And I will get my, shit together and actually do some coding because this morning, as I said, I had to take my intern, Lillian, to the dentist. So we had to get up earlier than usual. And I still feel like I haven't properly woken up. So hopefully this live stream will wake me up and also get a feature done for POW. So I've chosen quite a simple feature for today. But first I'll do the introduction into what is POW and what are we doing here. So POW is a privacy-first menstrual cycle journal. So it lets you log and get to know your cycle without the data being sold or sent to a third party, such as Facebook. A lot of the apps have been caught sharing their data with advertisement, these advertisement conglomerates. I don't know what we call them. Data brokers, I guess we call them. So that's what POW kind of sells. They do not sell, or I do not sell the data, and I can't sell the data because it's all end-to-end encrypted in the UserBase, which is my backend as a service, UserBase backend. So let's figure out what we're making today. We can open up the web page for POW. So, it's opening over there. I'm sorry, I'm such a mess today. Let's see. Oh, this is POW for the people who don't know what it is. And today we are going to do something that let's not do this because then you see my cycle. Okay, sorry. I'm just going to log out and then I'm going to show you what we're making. Use POW. Log out. So what we are doing today, because I'm getting a lot of support from people, because a lot of them are not techies like us, so they don't really know kind of the difference between a web application and a native application, and I want POW to be more of a native application kind of feel. And in native applications, you are usually, when you log in, you just stay logged in. You don't have to tick this little remember me button to actually stay logged in. And I think most of my users will be using this on their personal device. So the other day I was on some site and now I can't remember what site that was. Otherwise I would give attribution. It was kind of when I was just, mucking about on the internet. So I saw that somebody here, instead of having a remember me, they had do not remember me on this device. And I thought, that would be a good fit for POW. So I'm going to try to do change this remember me to do not remember me. So we're going to just flip that Boolean so that you actually, instead of turning it on, you're going to turn it off. So let's begin. And as always, I will begin by making this an issue on GitHub because I have not done that, because this was an idea that came to me, I think it was last night. When I was thinking about what I wanted to stream something fairly simple today. But as somebody I was talking to on Twitter is that, yeah, that's the famous last words. Do you think it's simple? But we'll see, because I think I probably really want to refactor our whole auth screens so that yeah, they're not exactly like I want them, but I'm going to try and focus that so that I only do the do not remember me today. So let's see. Do not remember me instead of remember me. Remember. No. Oh. Okay. I just have to see if I can find my headphones, because somebody came down and is making noise down here.
Hello?
Somebody's making noise.
I är på TV.
If you come a little bit closer.
Hello?
There you are. So that is my partner and junior developer of POW. So he is the one who's actually made these login and authentication screens. So I will be trying to fix a little bit on his code, or I'm going to do this in his code. So, but you still have to do må være stille, Ola. Yeah, but I can't talk and listen. Welcome to Lily Labs. Okay. We're going to do this. And I'm just going to check, because I asked somebody to let me know if the stream was really bad today. I had some warnings that my internet was really bad today. So please let me know in the comments if this is just, you're not actually seeing anything, because then I'll just skip the stream for today. But let's keep on keeping on, as they say. So I will assign this to myself. And then we're going to label it product and enhancement. And yeah. So good. Let's do this. Let's jump into the code, and we're going to check out. Git check out. Oh, you're not seeing my screen. Might delete later on this stream, Git check out. Remember me. And then I like to do the issue number so that I remember where I'm at. And let's check it out as a branch, shall we? Okay, so I have structured my code feature-based. So we'll go to the auth, and then we'll go to the sign-in form. And here we have the remember me input, and we want that to be do not remember me. So let's do that. Do not remember me. And then let's just write this do not as well, because otherwise we'll get confused. And then we'll see where we are using that. Okay. Do not remember me. And we want to then switch these. And then we'll see if this works. Is this on the sign-in? And we need to do the same on the other sign-in. So I can see we're not that many on the stream today, so I don't think there will be much happening in the chat. But this is keeping me accountable and doing the work, which is a main reason that I'm doing streams. Okay. And you know what you're not supposed to do, checking Twitter while it compiles. This is taking its time today. I think my whole setup is slow today. The internet is slow, my computer is slow. But anyway, so maybe, you know, while we're waiting and you're here, I'll show you what we're actually using here. We're using the user base. And we are doing the sign in, and there you can choose between remember me, and then you have local, session, and none. So we don't want to disable session persistent completely. So I never use the, let's up that. Disable session persistent completely, because that would be really strange for our app if every time you, even though you just close down the tab and you come back and it's gone. So I let the users choose between local, which is what I call remember me, and then session, which is just for the session of the browser. So hopefully this has now compiled, and then we'll see. So now we have do not remember me. So then we should not get the anything stored in the what's it called, in the local storage. And I think I have one called October 24th. And I think we should do this in another browser, because otherwise I won't be able to test it properly. So let's see, Firefox. If you're new around here, please say hi in the comments, because I really like it when people chime in and there are a little bit of back and forth, and you can ask me anything about POW or UserBase or using Gatsby as my starter. So October 24th. And then I think if we close this down and then open it again, we should still be logged in. And then we log out, and then we log in again. October 24th. And then we do not remember me. Don't save. And then we close down the browser. And then we try again. And we should be logged out. And I can just feel that this is not working. Yep. So now we have do not remember me instead of remember me. But now that I was using it as a user, I don't know. It feels wrong, because I'm so used to clicking or like checking off that remember me, that just because it says do not remember me, I don't read that. So I think I don't think I want to do this after all. This often happens. I have ideas and I write them down and you can like draw it out, but as soon as you kind of like use your own application as a like try to be more in the user mindset, then it feels wrong. But what I could do is I could still do this ID, but I think what I will do is that I'm going to do remember me checked as the default. That would be an interesting way of solving it. So I want to do remember me as default, and then I want the little check mark to be a heart, just to make it cute. So let's do that instead. So we'll just revert all of this. And then we want to do value local. And do we want it to be checked? That's right. Wouldn't that be correct? Yep. But I can't. Hello! Not the best stream today. I'm very much all over the place, but we'll keep on keeping on, as they say. So I can't just do checked, because then it's not allowing me to uncheck. Because on these sign-in forms Ula has made, we have not used what's it called? The forms are not controlled by React. We just get the input from the HTML instead of, or from the elements instead of having them controlled. So I might want to have to do it controlled if I'm going to be doing this. But let's do a little Google search for how to set a checked input default to checked. Checkbox checked default. Yeah, it should be checked, but I'm thinking that it doesn't work then with React because it's not a controlled form. Yeah. Thank you for chiming in. So the We3 schools, a lot of people are shitting on them on Twitter. I actually like them a lot, and it might be informed by it. Actually, I read that it's a Norwegian company from Bergen that started doing this years ago, and they have managed to make it into a business. So I have to then, I realized, turn this probably into a controlled form. I don't know if it's called a controlled form in React. What is it called? I need to read up on my vocab. So I think I'll do, I don't know if I can do that I'll do that while you guys are watching. So instead of it being we just fetch this data from the actual HTML, we'll use state. And I think I'll just, since it's only 3 things we need here, I'm just gonna use one for each. And we'll just start by doing the remember me, because it's the ones we want to do. Remember me, and we'll do this equals use state, and then we want it to be true. And it's not like this, it's like this. Remember me, set remember me. And then I think checkbox checked equals remember me. And then instead of getting it from there, we'll do the remember me from there. And then we need to do set remember me. That would be on click. Set remember me. And it would be the opposite of remember me. Would that be correct? And we need to get the in event. My brain is not functioning today. Let's see if this works. Let's skip Firefox again and go back to Chrome. And go back to Chrome. Can you hear me all right? I have a new mic. And it's not completely on, close to my face, but we'll see. I feel like I'm mumbling today. So, let's see if we manage to make this a controlled form. Controlled form, I think it's called. I feel like this stream will not be up after I've streamed. We'll see. I guess it's a true and accurate description of, you know, working on your side project. Sometimes you're just like killing it. Like last time we managed to do something fairly difficult really quickly. And then today it's like, oh, can't even make a form because my head is all over the place. And now it's not even compiling. So we'll see. The mic is great. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what is up now. What is up? Is it not even compiling? It's like, I don't think you call it compiling with JavaScript though. I guess we call it building. So right now what I want to do, since mine is like this, I'm going to go to MaterialUI and I'm going to just copy one of their examples. Components, and we want to do the check mark input. This is the check mark. I guess it's not a check mark, it's a radio button. Form label radio button. Not a hello, a checkbox. Where am I at today? And I want this little heart. So let's see how we can make that. Let's see. Yes, I checked. Checkbox, custom icon. Oh, so checkbox icon, checked icon. We don't need all of that stuff, but how is it getting the favorite? How is it getting the I moved to big screen. It's super big. So maybe the text is a little too small for you. I don't know. So what I want to do is I want to get this, and then it's checked here. So that's correct. And then we have the on change handles change is the one we need. And then on the handle change, we need to. Okay, so let's get back and see if we can manage to actually get this too. I just think we need to close down everything. Here's my computer and everything is just going really slow today. I don't know what's up with that. So let's start over. So this is on change, of course, because it's a changing input. I know this. And then we want to do event. Let's see what they're doing here, so I don't have anything to worry about. So I don't have to think today. And it's the event target name, target checked. Sometimes all you can do is just copy paste because your mind is not where it needs to be. So this should then work, hopefully. Let's see if I can jump in and I could film that screen for you. No, I need to clean up. It's a mess around in front of me, you know, it's a mess. In the back looks sort of nice because that's what you do when you need to live stream or make a video, right? You put all the mess on one side. But when I get the desk properly cleaned up and I get some new parts from IKEA, then I will film it so that you can see my great new screen and setup. If this doesn't want to run now, I'm just going to give up this stream because I don't have the patience today. Hopefully, there are some newbies watching this and getting some really good input into not having imposter syndrome, because this is my actual job, and right now nothing is working. So if you work and you code and some days you feel like nothing gets done properly or you can't complete anything, know that even 10 years in, it still happens and it's okay. So don't beat yourself up over it. Just try to, you know, do a little bit every day and you'll get better. And sometimes you'll get a lot done, and some days almost nothing. Or at least that's what I tell myself.
Can I see you?
Ola wants to say something.
I'm going to say hello. I'm going to say hello from Tom Erik Støver.
Tom Eriks on Twitter. You're just saying hello from him, or does he have a message?
Yes, he has a message. Hello.
That's the message.
Hello.
Okay. So Ola doesn't know it yet, but he will get super confused when he sees that his form has become controlled and not the like easier way to understand when you're a beginner. So.
Oh no!
Oh no, he says.
Oh
no! Okay, let's see if we can get this show up and running. Okay, do you think we can? Yes, look at that. Look at that. Magnificent. We have a button that turns itself, or checkbox that goes on and off. Isn't that, you know, pretty cool? Oh, hello, Scott. You have not missed much because I am quite the mess today. But we're going to keep on keeping on because now we have a check mark that I can click on and off, on and off, on and off. So to the people jumping in, I started out wanting to make a do not remember me choice here instead of remember me. But when I was trying it out myself, you know, I was just typing through the form. And because I always expect these to be remember me, you know, I clicked it even though it said do not remember me, because that's the common pattern. So even though it looked like a good pattern when I saw it online yesterday to have do not remember me, I figured out that's not how I want to do it. But I want remember me to be default on, because in my use case, most users use the app, web app, on their phone, on their device. And for them, the natural thing would be that they would stay logged in. So that's what we're trying to do. And we just made this checkbox from, and I can't remember what it's called, but from an, I guess, non-controlled React component to a controlled React component. So let's, you know, commit that because it's working. Controlled checkbox. I guess we haven't checked if it's actually sending off correctly, but let's not bother with that right now. So what I want to do now is that I just want to make it cute, because I am in the mood of making stuff cute today. and not doing much business logic. So we want to do this little heart icon here so that it's checked, it's red, and you want to be remembered. And then it can be that gray outline when it's not checked. So I think that would be this. So we want to do icon, checked icon. And this is MaterialUI, which is the UI framework I like to work with. So is it supposed to be inside the checkbox or inside the form controlled label? Let's have another look. It's supposed to be inside the checkbox. So let's put it here. And as always, we have to import these. Oh, and I am on a different keyboard again. I was at my client work again yesterday, and as you might know from other streams, it messes up my keyboard shortcuts there, or my keyboard, literally my whole keyboard. Import favorite and favorite border from at MaterialUI icons. Let's see if we now have. It's recompiling, and I say compiling, but I guess it will. Oh, look at that! Isn't that cute? Isn't it cute? But now again, I'm thinking about the UI. Does that look checked to you, or would you think, oh, I have to click it? You know what we're going to do? We're going to make it a radio button so it's super clear. Remember me on this device. Do not remember me on this device. Yes. And then we'll do remember me on this device as the default. Yes. We'll do that. We'll do that. Yay. I get a yay from the comments. So, but we will commit this because it's working. And I might just throw out all of this when the stream is done. So thank you if you're with me from the beginning of the stream. Okay, heart icon. Let's do, I guess I should do add heart icon because that's a better commit message. Okay, so then we'll go back to our MaterialUI radio buttons. And we want to do radio group. And can we do these with custom icons? We'll figure that out later. So I'm just going to put these under here as an example. And, remember me. Radio, let's do that just so we, for now. And then radio. So then we need to add another remember me up here. Remember me radio set remember me radio. I don't know why I'm doing this. Let's just do remember me and delete the old one. This is exciting. Is it exciting? Super exciting. So we can do remember me on this device. Remember me on this device. remember me until I close the browser. Do not remember me at all. This could be interesting because I could also then link to an article explaining these different choices, because I want POW, for a lot of the users of POW, they have heard about privacy issues. They think it's important. They want to use an app that they feel is private. And I kind of want to use POW as a way to educate them about how privacy comes about. Like if you do remember me on this device, if somebody finds their device, they can then see your cycle data and stuff like that. Then I can like link to an article that will explain to them more about the privacy issues that we are faced with in apps, and then they can read and become more educated on that. So I think that would be interesting to have these three choices and then kind of use that as an opportunity to educate the user on privacy things. And that's an idea I have for okay, bye Droy. Droy. Have a nice shower. So yeah, I want to use POW as a way to educate. And one of the ideas I've had is that at some point I want to implement kind of a feature where the user says, okay, how private do I want it? And I'll have privacy levels, because when later I'm going to implement notifications. And to do that in a way that's private, like if you want super private, then you will need to write like two messages, one that will show up in the app and one that we will send to you, so that there is none of your like real data would leak into the notification system. But then you could say, oh, I want to kind of like medium private. It's okay if some of my dates and stuff is sent to the notification system. And then you could have like not very private. It still will all be encrypted, but then we could send more data from the client and then give you more nudges and help you out a lot more. Because I see a lot of my users, they want the privacy, they want it to be encrypted, but then they're like, but where are my notifications? I want to know when my next menstrual cycle is, but I don't know when their next menstrual cycle is because I don't have access to the data. So I want to do but it's going to be hard on the UI. Like it's going to be hard to make it in a way that makes sense for the users. But I really want to start doing that so POW can become education, or like be a part of their like privacy education as well, and let them take informed choices. But I want to have good defaults, because some people just want to use it. So that was a longer. I don't know if that makes sense, or if you have any thoughts around how to kind of make a privacy conscious application, but still make it user friendly, because a lot of the times the users don't understand that the user friendliness of an application means that their data kind of is leaked. It's not sold to Facebook, but it's on a server somewhere unencrypted. Otherwise, it couldn't be sent to, or not end-to-end encrypted. I guess it's often encrypted on the server, but other people have access to it. So it's a very complex topic to navigate. Anyway, let's keep on here. So remember me on this device, that would be local. And then remember me until I close the browser, that would be session. And then do not remember me at all would be none. We don't need this. And then I guess on handle change, what we are getting an event, and it won't be set remember me. It will not be set to the checked. I think it will just be event target value. And of course, we need to include all of this. So, jump. Video. And we need radio group. And then it says, remember me, radio is not defined. I think we can just jump like this. No, it's 16. And We want this to just be remember me. Yeah, this looks. Yep. So we want the default was now the default, I guess I set here. So when you set your when you declare these remember me and set remember me, then this will be whatever you pass into useState will be the default. So we want the default to be local. We want it to be the remember me on this device. And then I think if we can make it, I would like the remember me on this device maybe to have a little heart. You know, I like that heart, but I guess it wasn't that good of a, UI option actually. So maybe we'll just keep it like this. So yeah, this looks like it's working. Good job. I can see, sorry that I'm jumping so much back and forth, but I can see here that I need to fix the design on this because it's too big, you know. So I need to make them smaller and kind of push them together a little bit more. But I like to do that at the end because otherwise I will just spend so much time doing that. And some water, everyone. Remember to drink water. Okay, so let's try and log in and see if it actually sends. Oh, no, it won't send it properly because. Yes, it will actually send it properly because remember me will then be one of those values that we are allowed to send in. If we go back to UserBase, since I've used the options as local, session, and none, then I can just pass them through. So that's good. And we have a test user, October 24th. Oh, 24th. Yes, it works.
Yay!
Yay, from the kitchen, from Ola. I don't know. I don't know. This mic is directional, so I don't know if they actually hear you or not. Okay. So let's try this one then. Log in. I think that would mean that even if I just close the tab, you are not logged in. Sure. Good one. So we have remember me on this device, remember me until I close the browser, do not remember me at all. And we can do change from checkbox, remember me checkbox, to remember me radio buttons. Good. And I don't think we'll add those favorite, that heart, even though I like it. But what I think I might do, yeah, I think I might, maybe we'll do the favorite. We'll tack it on as a heart at the end, remember me on this device, and then we'll tack it on there. I'm going to change this to like this. Oh. Then a favorite. Then I could check if remember me equals local. Then I want to show the favorite icon. Favorite. Hello, everyone. Now we should see a little heart showing up there. Does that look good? Does it look good? Maybe it should come here instead. No, I'm just gonna. Should I skip it? No, I don't want to skip it. I am making too much. I am just having fun today. Trying to have fun at least. Let's see. What am I up to? I like it. I like it. And then I could have like spy glasses and then something else for this one. That could be interesting. No, but I'll skip it for now. I think it's fun, but I don't think it gives anything to the UI. So we're just going to skip that to not confuse the users, even though I want cute stuff in there. I'll have to add cute stuff in other ways. And then I'm just going to amend this because it's the same commit staged amend, because it's the same stuff. So it adds to the same commitment. So what I want to do now is I want this to be smaller. And then I think we'd be done with this feature. Let's see if we can wrap that up in 15 minutes. And actually, let's ask for some water. Ora?
Do you want water?
I want water. Yes.
Yay!
So let's have a look if the React has any demos on that, or if I can just, we'll see where all that space is coming from. Or if there's a size, maybe there's a size option. Doesn't look like it, but we'll have a look at their API to see if there's a size button. So it's the form control, and then it's also the form control. What's the other thing called? Form control label, and then it's the actual radio button. The actual radio button. So see if radio API has something. Thank you.
Welcome!
No, it doesn't look like this. Have anything on it? Check color, disabled icon, ID. Yeah, so here is the size. So let's try small. Yeah, I think that looks better. So let's just add them to all. So here I could probably have done something clever, with a map, and then I'd have local session none, and then I would have the label, and I would have that in an object as a map, and then I would loop through those to get these 3 radio elements. Then I wouldn't have had to add small to all 3. But I used to love doing these things, but now, as we talked about yesterday, where I've gone back to being like, oh, I can use Lodash for this. Why not? I don't have to make it myself. Also with these things, so long as it's only like, if it's 3, 4, maybe 5, I will just, do it manually, because I think it reads better, especially for Ula, who's a newer developer. It's easier for him to come in here and see, oh, there are 3, form control labels here, than seeing one of these like map. Yes.
Spør om de hører meg, da.
Well, it takes time for them to answer, but do you hear Ula when he's talking from the kitchen?
Yes.
Yes. So Willa really likes it when it's, I guess that's called declarative. So I tried to like make everything into, so I never would have to write like the same thing 3 times. But now I'm totally fine with 3, sometimes even 5. But when it comes up to the 10s, I like to refactor it in to something I can loop over. Good one. Let's see if the form control label also has something that could make it smaller. Form control label. I always try to see if MaterialUI has stuff in it, built in. I have a lot of stuff built in before I start making my own custom styling. No, so this doesn't have anything. The label. Functional label. So maybe the size isn't, so, I think it's a little small. Let's see where it's getting its style from. I mean, a little big. So it's getting the root, and then it's getting body 1. So that means I could probably add a typography element or component in there and then style it myself and make it caption. But I could also see if I can just override this. And this is so if we do the line height, the font size. I think I can pass it in here, or I could add my own typography element, I guess, here. Let's see how that works. I used to be much better about using my keyboard, but as I've said many times, after working on a PC and then on a Mac and then on the CentOS on the PC, my keyboard is messed up. So variant, and then I think I want to do body 2, which is smaller, and we'll see if that works. Yes? And I'm getting some coffee!
I have a question. That's why I put up my finger.
There's 2 people, so you might not get an answer, but you can ask it.
How did it go at the dentist?
It went really well. It was a question for me. It went really well on the dentist. I opened the stream telling everyone that the intern went to the dentist, and I had to get up earlier than usual, and I was tired when starting the stream. But look at us now. We are making progress. So
but did she get a prize?
She got a prize. She
what
got
was
what's it called? A viskelær.
Yes.
What's
eraser?
Eraser. She got a little rainbow eraser.
Woo!
Yes. So she was very happy with that.
High five. Good work on the dentist.
So, yeah, I think that looks good. So let's just change that for all of them. So now we have to change it for all of them because we're not looping over anything, like I said. So now I regret that a little bit, but I know it's going to be better in the end for Ola that this is more declarative or whatever it's called. Oh, that's... Have I messed it up? No, I haven't messed it up. What's the last one? Yep. And all I want now is for them to be more squished together. Squishy, squishy. Let's squish them together. And then we'll wrap up the stream and be happy with what we've done so far. Let's see if we can look at the styling again and figure out where that stuff is coming from. So is it these? Margin, margin, margin? No. Why are they so big? why does this have? This has a lot of padding on it. Where is this private switch base root 1? Oh, so it's because it's small, it's got less. But let's see if we can make that 3. Is it closer? Yes, it is closer. But this private switcher, this one I'm not allowed to access, it seems, because usually these are like MUI, button color, secondary, stuff like this, and I can go in and change them, but they call this the private switch base. So I'm thinking MaterialUI is trying to tell me I should not do anything with that. So let's see where we can get some work done on this. I'm just gonna start it over again. I'm happy I had a good shower. You missed. You have to go back a little bit because Ula came here and we had a little chat about the dentist appointment. I got a coffee.
And water.
And water, and now there's coffee on my desk. And I also decided to switch it out with a radio button, or at least I'm seeing how that feels. So we want these to be closer. But I don't want to mess with this because it says private. So let's go on the label. I can do label, maybe margin bottom minus 3 pixels, something like that. -6 maybe. I think that looks better. So I'm not going to do it straight on the label, but label, because I don't have a form group. So let's add the class to the form group, and then we'll find the label element and then style that. So on the radio group, we want to do classes, class name equals classes. I don't know if we have a classes in this one. And then we do radio group. Yeah, we have a class. That's good. And then we'll do radio group. And then we want to find and labels. So we're looking for all the labels that are underneath the radio group. And then we do margin bottom -6 pixels as a fix. We'll see how that looks. And I think that looks a lot better. And then I want to shift it in a bit so that these little circles are on the same line as this info icon.
Holla!
That's bye-bye. He's going up to the loft. His loft home office. So I want to move these in, and let's see if we can find some values here that we can use to move it in. So what is the padding here? Padding. Do we see the padding? So I think it's 16 pixels. So I think that's theme space times 2. But we're just going to do 16 pixel for now. So I'm going to do that on the radio button group. I'm going to do margin left, and then I'm going to do 16 pixels. Now I thought you said bye to me, but you said bye to Olaf, of course. This is the problem with it being so slow with the comments. My computer. I think I need to restart everything after this stream. I probably should have done that before the stream, make a mental note that I should probably just restart my computer and everything before I do stream, because today's things, the computer has been slow. I have been slow, but I can't restart myself, I guess. But I could try. I could try. But this is just, in Norwegian we say syrup. When things are slow, it's like syrup, like moving through syrup. I guess in America you would say like molasses. Like something as slow as molasses. Is that a? I think that's a thing they say. What is going on? Why is it not? Everything is building. Everything is slow. It's slow, 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 slow. I mean, you can't develop like this when everything is this slow. Seriously. Hello, computer. Okay, so you do kind of work. Maybe it's just the dev server. So let's close that down. Let's close it down. Let's try it again. Start over, start over. People in the chat is like, yes, I need to start over as well. But it would be nice to have like a little reset button. I think it's called sleep though, isn't it, for humans? That would be our reset. That would be our reset button. And it did actually sleep for a long time tonight or last night. It was a good night's sleep, but I don't know. I don't know. And luckily today at 2 o'clock, or not luckily, but today at 2 o'clock, my mom, who is also our next door neighbor, as I think I mentioned several times on this stream or on other streams, she's my neighbor and mother. And she, because of Corona and everything being closed, her personal trainer is coming from the gym, is coming to our backyard so we can do the exercise there instead. So after, at 3 o'clock, hopefully I will be properly woken up, because then I'm picking up a car and then I'm picking up the intern, and then she's going horseback riding because it's still open for kids, but usually I and my mom and Ula actually horseback ride, do classes after the intern, but that's closed. It's closed for everyone above, I don't know, 20 or something like that. So no horseback riding for me, but for the little one. So I think we will just quit here very soon, because this is not building. I keep saying compiling because I guess that's what I called it back in university when we were doing, other languages. But Beat Saber, cool. I'm gonna check into that. But then I think I might need a game console. Is it a game? I love hanging out at the snooty Discord, but I am not a gamer. So this is looking fairly good. It's not completely lined up. So now that it's working, let's see if we can get it completely lined up. And I am guessing it's another 4, because it's everything in MaterialUI. It's usually based on their on 8s, I think. Yeah, that looks good. So I like this. I think maybe this notice here should now kind of move underneath here and be less prominent, because now if you do remember me on this device, it's easier to get back in. And it's not completely true that it's not password recovery. If you do remember me on this device and the browser hasn't purged its kind of local storage, then you might be able to restore your password. But I want people to, not feel like that's an option. So let's commit this at least. Style fix. We made something today. And it's really funny because we started out doing this and I decided, no, I don't want to do this because that didn't feel right. And I think now we're doing something that I have an issue on that I kind of haven't wanted to, or that I haven't gotten to. I think it's pretty old. Didn't I had an issue on more remember me. Let's Google, not Google, but search for remember. No, did I delete that? I was pretty sure I had one. And then I thought, oh, that's going to be hard. Or I don't know what I thought, but now it's back. So that's good. So let's move that under here and make it smaller. And I think that's what we will be doing for today. I think the alert, where is my alert? Should it be under here, the sign up? Well, that's interesting. Log in. Don't have an account. Error alert. What is up? Yeah, I think we're just going to close out on actually making these because I think the building is messing up again. But that's where we're at today. And I just want to, I probably should have introduced this. I can see now there's 3 people watching. I just want to say that building is public. Right now, it was a little bit of a mess, but it's so much fun. Not just the kind of streaming part, but being open and showing your progress and talking to your users. And instead of trying to be like this perfect indie hacker who has, makes everything themselves and it's just like perfect from day one, being open and being out there and hashtag build in public, things like this happen. So I had a user and I'm not quite sure where she picked up, but then there was, anyways, somebody came up with designs and added them to GitHub. So in one of the streams coming up, we will try to make these visualizations of the menstrual cycle. So this is a thing that I thought, like, I need that in place before going live. I didn't have time, so I went live, and that was in March. Then I thought, oh, I'll have it done before the summer. Things change, priorities change. I haven't gotten around to it, but I still have, I think, about 40 users. Some people cancel because they are missing things like this, but then also some people just give you beautiful designs. And I'm really happy I waited because I think I would have spent a lot more time trying to like make these charts, and they look very much like what I kind of have imagined, but they look really good. And now that I know more people than me kind of had like this visualization in their head. So that is fun. And somebody else is, yeah, it is so much fun. And I kind of always done, but not as consistently as I'm doing now. And also, I think I'm more, I think it's easier to be not perfect these days, or I guess vulnerable. I don't know how to say it, but when people say like when people cancel for POW and they tell me, and then I ask them why, and then they tell me why. Before, I think I would have taken that like, yes, I should have known, I should have done this, I should have had this before I went live. But now I say, yes, here's your refund. Thank you so much for the feedback. And then I start implementing those feedback, and I take it as, the person who canceled cared. They gave me their money. They then canceled. They then answered my email about why they canceled. That means the users care about POW. They want POW. They want POW to be better. And that is so motivational. Instead of like putting something out there and nobody kind of like cares about it. And it's easier, I think, to get that kind of negative feedback, because when people like things, they're usually just quiet about it. So like shipping it early and being open to getting that negative feedback makes it easier to get that feedback, and also it makes it easier to see what is actually important for your product. Because I have almost 40 users who haven't canceled also. So maybe, for them, the key was privacy, and I've managed to give them that. And now I need to give them some more with the visualization and stuff like that. Well, that was a long end rant on building in public and being vulnerable and all those kinds of things. I don't think I would have showed up here 10 years ago and just like messing it up and not being able to code. And all I managed to do was implement some radio buttons. But these days I'm like, yeah, that's what I managed to do today, and that's fine. And we're moving forward little by little. And I love that saying. I think it's from England during the war, where it's just like, keep on keeping on. So that's what I'll do, and I hope you do. And if you have any questions, or if you want to chat about, developing stuff in public, you can reach out to me on Twitter. I'm at Ray, RAAE. So see you next Friday, I hope. Bye-bye. And I let the stream be open a little bit, so if you want to say bye in the chat, I can actually see that. And I hope you have a magnificent weekend. Even, wherever you are, even if you're in lockdown. If you are and you're feeling lonely, ask somebody for a Zoom drink, or not Zoom, use Whereby. It's better privacy. Yeah, and that's all for today. Let's see what we made. We made 3 radio buttons that let the user choose what Remember Me option they want from POW based on UserBase, which is my backend. So that's all for today. Bye, bye, bye.